So even though I should take the hat off, why not just keep it on? Dare I say? And yes, I shaved today. So yeah, no goatee for now. It'll grow back like it has for the last 2, 3 times that I cut it. It usually always does, amongst other things. And I want to tell people, I trust me, I want to grow a thicker, fuller beard. Um, and I don't mean like where it's all over the place, but a thicker, fuller beard, thicker sideburns, or aftershave, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, I want to grow that, but I ain't gonna lie. Again, I'm still young. I'm still only 22 years old. Just turned that this past Thursday, and as I was born June 11, 1998. And I'm telling you, when it comes to that side of the story, of course, that's what I want to grow, but at the same time, I have my reasons of why, I cut it, here and there and so on. Back when my goatee was like all out, that was when I was so proud to have facial hair. I never cut it. So I think that's when I let it grow for I let it grow for months, if not a year, let alone years. And I think that's how that grew all wild versus where it's been this year, where it's grown, but as in like grown, you know, where it is all wild. And I do want it to grow. Like I do want to grow more sideburns. I do want to grow, uh, you know, more. I do want that full facial hair or that full beard eventually. But I ain't gonna lie, at this moment, at this time, I'm battling that within myself of like when should I do it versus, let me just be happy with what I got, or just keep doing this every few months because, you know, I just got my reasons that I think I'll just go into it in a different video, and so on and so on. Like I understand I'm growing up even though I'm still young, and so on and so on. And it's like, how do I find that balance of being young and not looking too old? That's literally a good paraphrase version of why I cut it. Again, because it's like, how do I balance being young and not looking too old? Because sometimes when I have my facial hair just all out there like that, people do think I'm way older than what I am when I'm not even close to that age. You know, I don't dress all negative. I would say negatively baggy or whatever word you were to put there. I mean, there's all different types of way to dress depending on who you are, what your taste, your likes, your personality, your aura, what vibe you're trying to give off, et cetera, et cetera. For me, I would love to tell you that my vibe of how I like to dress is very different at times. Sometimes I just feel like I want to be relaxed, and that's why I dress in sweats a lot because I just want to be relaxed. Sometimes I'm like, let me go that extra step and let me look a little bit spiffy and official with plaid jeans and maybe some not Converse, Sperry's, if not Tommy Hilfigers. It all depends on how I want to look and what my personality is feeling like that day, and so on and so on. But that's exactly what, no matter how I dress, no matter how much facial hair I do or do not have, that's what it is. The battle of is how do I look? How do I stay? Look, how dare I say? How do I stay being young but not looking too old? You know, um, that's really what it is. How do I stay being young but not looking too old? Because sometimes with how I can dress or how I can, look with my facial hair, sometimes I might give off that vibe that I'm way older than what I am. Trust me, mentally at times I feel like I'm in my 30s, if not 40s, because of mostly how wise I am. I believe so, and how I just read people and I pay attention to the signs and signals and clues. But it all depends on who you are. It all depends on your variations and more, um, and so on. And that's really what it is. Sometimes I feel like I'm in my 30s or in my 40s. Other times I feel like I'm a kid again. And I mean kid as in like I'm still a teenager. And I don't mean late teens, I mean early teens, like I'm 13 or I'm 14 or I'm 15 or whatever. But then, like I said before, it's again balancing that. It's balancing your mental state with how young or old you feel versus who you truly are on a daily basis with your actual age and and how you want to dress, because I want people to understand that's not me explaining that to you is not to say that I'm oblivious or I'm whatever the word could be of, yeah, I don't know I'm 22. No, I know I'm 22. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm younger than that. Sometimes I feel like I am 13 or I am 14. Not because I have any sort of thing going on in my, mentee, but it's because just sometimes I just feel younger. Like I think any of us have felt that before, where sometimes we just feel younger, for whatever reason, especially when I am, hanging out with the kids, mentoring them, supporting them with their sports, and so on and so on. Sometimes I do feel like I am just as young as they are, because I'm out there supporting kids, of course. Like I think we all have felt that plenty of times before, where you are, way older, if not just slightly older, but you feel way younger because you're hanging around, way younger people, and so on and so on. If not slightly younger people. You get what I'm saying, and that's what it is. And sometimes I do feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm in my early teens. If not, sometimes I feel like I'm, still back in high school in my late teens. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm older, like I'm in my 30s, if not my 40s. And sometimes I feel exactly like, no, I'm in my early 20s. But regardless whether we go regardless of how you take it, and well, God bless however anybody else takes it out there, because I'm pretty sure everybody has felt all these feelings before, and if you don't feel it now, trust me, you'll probably feel it later on. I'm still VRA Hawk ambassador. I'm still Nice ambassador. I don't want to bring any harm to nobody. That's not what I'm here on this earth to do. I'm here to bring everybody hashtag closer to Jesus, and that's what it always can be, always has been, and always will be. I understand sometimes I might not always represent myself the best with with those slogans, but I am assuring you absolutely, for better and for worse, I'm in it. I'm godly. I'm here to support. Please, whatever I can God first do to help out, be humble, be fruitful, help us all prosper and grow in the spirit. That's what I'm here to do. And I hope everybody sees those fruits eventually, somehow, sometime, somewhere. Because I am not here to negatively bash. I'm not here to negatively reach. I'm not here to do all these other things that other people are probably there to do as wolves in sheep clothing. I'm actually here to be a sheep to an extent. If that to take that little phrase out of there, or take that word out of that phrase, I'm here to be comforting. I'm here to be warm. I'm here to be natural. I'm here to be nurturing. I'm here to be wise and spiritual, to lead the flock Jesus' way, into God's love and light, etc. So many different ways I can break that down. That was a key point. I really forgot why I even decided to make this video, actually. Probably to talk about football. But you saw what I ended up talking about instead. But yeah, God bless everybody at VRA, everybody in East. Like I said, God first. I love supporting you all. This is my life. I love where I'm from. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I love Nocatee. Nocatee is phenomenal. Everywhere I drive, whether it's Nocatee, whether it's Jacksonville, whether all around my state, Clay County, etc. This is where God blessed me to be. This is the Mecca of which I was blessed and born in. And I can assure you that even though sometimes it might feel a little suicidal, I'm assuring you I love my life. I love where God has placed me to be. And I look forward to a great, bright, prosperous future in His name. Because, how could you really can't put, as I've said countless times before, you can't put a price tag on this purpose. You can't put a price tag on these gifts. You can't put a price tag on these blessings. You can't put a price tag on, the transparency that you get when you talk to people very fluently. I want people to understand that you can't put a price tag on these things, and that's one of the top things about the ministry and/or mentorship that I love to tell kids and love to tell all your parents. You can't put a price tag on these things. That's one of the top things that being out there supporting all of these kids has brought me, whether inside the middle school or outside the middle school, with their outdoor sports and activities. You can't put a price tag on being a part of a young child's life to nurture them, to grow them, to evolve them, and let them know how much God loves them and exactly what God's plan is for them. You can't put a price tag on that. You really can't. And I want everybody to understand: never sacrifice your respect for a paycheck. And I'll say that again: never sacrifice your respect for a paycheck. We're all too young, too talented, too blessed, too godly gifted. Find your niche, work with it. Find your niches and grow and expand them. Do not sacrifice your respect for a paycheck. You are better than that. God has big plans for you. You're worth more than that. That's one of the top biggest pieces of my brand, of my imagination, and of my existence. I want everybody to understand. Do not ever sacrifice your respect for a paycheck. Zip, not it, never. Don't do it. And so, other than that, I'm thinking to myself, football. Yeah. God bless the Pac-12. I made that video, Pac-12. Actually, no, I made a video about football sports and Pac-12 network being on there. Yeah, okay. Cause that's why I got Fubo for that exact reason. Because I'm like, I want to watch some more Pac-12 sports, etc. God bless Pac-12. In terms of conference expansions, to get into that right quick before I end this video, to get into conference expansions a little bit more, I want people to understand some of these FCS, if not just lower rank Division 1 schools, some of them can compete with the big dogs, with the big boys. Some of them can. Some of them cannot. Some of them will never stand a chance. I'm sorry. They just won't. I've been watching Boise State since I was a child. I can assure you, since I was like, think 4th, 5th grade, 3rd grade, I don't know. And I can assure you, I would love Boise State to join the, I would love for Boise State to join the Pac-12. But I got that gut feeling, Boise State's going to get nah. I'm telling you, I would love for Boise to join it. But nah. I got that gut feeling. Boise, SDSU's, I'm watching a video on Harris Highlights about this. Look them up, YouTube, Harris Highlights. I'm watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, SDSU got that good feeling. They join Pac-12, it's not going to be pretty. Hawaii, definitely not going to be pretty. And the same thing with Boise State. I just got that feeling those 3 schools are just not truly cut out for it, even though I've been watching Boise State for years. But, we'll see. I'll shoot another video. God bless.